Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about shifting techniques, tricks, some things that maybe some people don't know, new guys getting into the industry. I know we may have a few followers that don't drive truck, but they could be interested in it. So stay tuned, we're going to get out of here. So guys, the difference between a 13 speed and an 18 speed. A lot of guys getting into a truck that they bought or starting on with a company. There may not always be like a sticker in the truck that says what the transmission is, or I know in Canada sometimes it says on top the gear shifter. So a good way to tell is 13 speeds are always going to have a red button on the side of the shifter, and that's for splitting your half gears. 18 speeds always have gray, like mine. So basically that's how you can tell. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So 13 speed and 18 speed, there's really not a whole lot of difference, other than 13s you can't split your bottom side gears, half gears. So meaning when your front button is down, which is your high and low, you can't split this button on the side. Whereas an 18 speed, you can split all your bottom gears and your top gears. So my truck is an 18 speed. I don't really pull heavy enough to ever have to split the bottom gears. If you're heavier or starting on a hill, yes, you may have to sometimes, but typically an 18 speed, you'll always shift it like it's a 13. So anyway, so when you push your shifter towards you and all the way up, that's reverse. When you push it all the way towards you and down, that's low. Usually you're not going to ever have to start in low. So if your shifter is center in the pattern and straight up, that would be first, and you can start there. A lot of guys, if they are empty or bobtailing, they'll start even in second gear, which is totally fine. It's all preference. So anyway, and I know in Canada they require you to double clutch when you're shifting. I'm not sure how it is in the US. Drop comments, let me know. So when you do your road test, they want to see you double clutch. Once you get in the real world, honestly, guys usually learn how to go without using a clutch, which in turn a lot of us will call floating gears out here. So basically you're just letting off the throttle, pulling back, and she's sliding back in if you're not using the clutch. When you're starting off, they will teach you, watch your RPMs, and that'll tell you and indicate when you should upshift or downshift, which it's a great way to start. Everyone has to start somewhere. Eventually over time, I can promise you guys, once you get a feel for the truck, get in the industry, you will learn how to shift your truck just by hearing it and feel, and it is the truth, honestly. So I don't even have to look at my gauges anymore, and I just know when I gotta upshift or downshift, and that it comes with time. So anyway, we're gonna get heading out here, and we're gonna let the camera roll, and I'm gonna show you guys the difference between clutching and floating gears, which in other terms is just not using the clutch. I would strongly suggest over time you guys take time to learn how not to maybe use the clutch as much. My opinion, and I'm sure a lot of guys would agree, is that over time you are wearing out your clutch. So I strongly suggest that over time you guys learn how to do that. So stay tuned, and we're gonna get going up the road here shortly. Hey guys, we're gonna get rolling here. I'm gonna start off by showing you guys how not to use the clutch and just floating the gears. So basically, you just get going, you put a little bit of pressure to pop it out of the gear, and it'll neutral into the next gear. As you're letting off the fuel pedal, that's when you want to kind of be lightly pulling it out of gear and then pulling it back into your next gear. You just hold it into the face of the gear you're going up to, and it'll just pop right in. If you find that your RPMs drop with your heavy, then you're just going to hold it in the face of the gear you're going into. Might chatter a little bit, don't force it, and give it a little bit of gas, and it'll just go right in. So that's the first gear in high range. So then I start going through the half gear, so button forward, let off the gas pedal, back on the gas pedal. Then you put the splitter button back, and pull it right back into the next gear. Splitter buttons forward, let off the gas, back on the gas. And that way you're shifting half gears with that red or gray button on the side, whatever you have. Whether you have a 13 speed or an 18. So my foot's going to come off the fuel pedal, goes out of gear, then into the next gear. Splitter buttons ahead, let off the gas, back on the gas. So now we're in 18th gear at highway speed. My truck has 355 rear ends in it, so at about 65 mile an hour, I run 1400 RPMs. Not usually using the clutch is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. It does take some time though. not to use the clutch. My first job I ran Western Canada, so it's pretty hilly, a lot of mountains out west. So I learned how not to use the clutch in a pretty big hurry. As I'm downshifting in the top end, I downshift my half gears as well. To a corner or something, or a slight bend, once you get used to your truck, you'll know what gear you gotta be in. You'll just kind of slow down and put it into the gear you need. Same with if you're coming up to a stoplight, a lot of guys will put it into neutral and then they just put it in, say, first gear, set the shifter in the face of that gear, and then it'll just pop in as you're slowing down. Pulling into one of our customers here. I got one coil I need to unload quick, and I'm going to catch back up with you guys, and then we're going to go over how to double clutch and do it that way for you guys that are just thinking about getting your license and you need to know how to do that for your road test. Catch back up with you guys shortly. Stay tuned. Okay guys, now we're gonna do some clutching and double clutching and show you guys what that's like. I may even be a little bit rusty at this. I haven't used a clutch in probably just about 10.5 years, so. We're just gonna get down this hill here and rock and roll, and I'll show you guys. remember when you're double clutching, so you're going to be in a gear, then you're going to clutch to neutral, then clutch into gear. So clutch, neutral, clutch. Now keep in mind, every truck you're going to drive, if it has a different motor in it, transmission, every truck's going to drive different. My truck's a Cummins, but say a Cat would be different than a Cummins, and a Detroit would be different than, say, a Cummins and a Cat. So we're gonna get rolling here. So clutch, neutral, clutch. Then we're gonna go to high range, clutch, neutral, clutch. Clutch, neutral, clutch. I'm just going to split this gear here, the button on the side, the gray one. We're going to flick the button back, and clutch, neutral, clutch. Oh, I missed that one, so. Clutch. So honestly, there's nothing to it when you're clutching or not using a clutch. It's pretty easy. Whatever way makes you more comfortable. Like I said, if you're going to be running a lot of hills, mountains, all that, it's definitely a lot easier to try not to use a clutch. As an owner-operator, to change a clutch or do any of that kind of stuff can be expensive and some time down. So if you can save a little bit of wear and tear and shift without the clutch properly, then it can save you some money and it'll save some life on your clutch. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get up the road here and keep on trucking. Until next time, keep the shiny side up.